Once you've created a brand, it doesn't matter what you put out. People are always going to respect you because they respect the brand. It's such a facade of what goes on. You know, you see YouTube and you have Facebook and the internet, and it makes it look like it's easy to do. It is easy to do, but there is a formula to it. You can't just put a video on YouTube or put a mixtape on that piff and think that Diddy's going to pick you up and sign you next week. That's not how it works. I wouldn't have been able to make it this far in the industry if I wasn't educated. Because believe it or not, I didn't take the stuff that I'm taking has nothing to do with entertainment, but it has opened up my mind and broadened my spectrum. So as I'm doing my daily task in entertainment, I'm able to interact with people in a certain way that they do take me seriously. Me being a business-minded person, you know, it's all about perception and how people perceive you. Let's take Superhead. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of Superhead. She has a pretty long rap sheet, but at the end of the day, she's a businesswoman. She took that mess, that ratchetness, and created a brand out of it. And trust and believe her bills are definitely paid and she's good to go. Now, I'm not saying everybody should go that route, but understanding that it's all about branding, it's not so much about the talent or the money that you have. How do sex tapes get leaked unless somebody leaks it, right? So think about this. Kim comes from a very influential family. If you guys don't know, her father was a big-time lawyer. You know, she grew up in Hollywood. So don't think that she screwed her way into that. She was born into that. But of course, it's the media's job to create these misconceptions and things like that to make you think, oh, well, if I screw a bunch of basketball players and football players, I can do what Kim Kardashian does. No. I actually like Kim K. Learned so much, and again, once I actually learned the business of entertainment and realized what actually has to go on behind the scenes for these people to be who they are in front of you, it really will take your mind for a spin. It's like, yeah, Jay-Z's great, but if it wasn't for the people that invested in him and believed in him 15 years ago when they put up the money for him to be able to do what he's doing now, he wouldn't be who he is now. And it's because they believed in the vision of what Jay-Z had the potential to be. You can't lead people in a direction if you don't even make it seem like it's important to you too. Because if they don't understand the importance or the urgency that I have for it, they're not going to see how it's going to benefit them in the process.
Like bullets, both I'm chasing the green. I'm
So 2 reasons why a lot of people fail at what they're trying to do is because they were either scared of the opportunity or they weren't prepared for it when it came along. So many times people will pass up or miss opportunities because they didn't properly plan for it. I hate it when I see, you know, these rappers like, yo, I'm the hottest nigga on the block, son, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I can, you know, kill anybody in a battle. But then we put you in front of a, you know, a big CEO, a big record executive, and you can't even perform a song because you weren't prepared for the opportunity, or you didn't have your EPK together, or you didn't have your manager or your publicist properly representing you when they wanted to bring you in front of these label people for a meeting. You have to be prepared for everything at all times. You can't just say you want to be a rapper. You got to understand everything that goes with that. So turning up and getting high and drinking and smashing hoes is definitely not what makes you a rapper. You have to understand the business behind it. So many times people are focused on the negative things and what they can't change versus the things that they do have control over and the positive things. If you spend more time focusing on the positive things, it eventually will eliminate and delete the negativity. Sounds crazy, but it's true. The more you put into something, the more you're going to get out of it. People will say, oh, you changed or you're different. No, my mindset changed. So therefore, the things around me had to change. And if you guys are content with having babies and living on welfare and all of that stuff, which is nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do, but use it as a stepping stone, not as something to be dependent upon, you know? Single mom, I know all about that life, you know what I mean? But I didn't get stuck there, you know? I used that and learning the system and how that even works to use that to my advantage to get to where I need to go. Yeah, and I'm putting in work that 9 to 5, baby. It's really important that people understand that everybody's not going to be the entrepreneur. Everybody's not going to be the decision maker. Everybody's not going to be the head honcho. But like I tell them, just because you don't have a CEO title or the president or the vice president or whatever title it is, don't think for 1 minute that your job is any less important than anybody else's. My assistant, yeah, she might have to hold my bags and carry my stuff and make sure that, you know, my hair is not flying before I get on camera, but her job is just as important as the president of my company, because without her, I wouldn't be able to move a certain way. Because then I would have to take time out of what I need to be doing to be focusing on, oh my God, is my hair right? I got 12 bags. Like, everybody's job is important, and I'm really big on making everybody feel like that, you know, you're not the mole here, you're not the yes man or whatever. You just have to know what needs to be done at that time so we can get to the next step.
Hey, yeah, boy. Hey, yeah.
I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this for the fame. To be honest with you, sometimes I wish I could be behind the camera, because once I learned what comes with all of that, it's kind of whack.